Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Make Learning Easy. In this video, we are going to discuss all the important idioms. So let's get started. So number 1 is take after someone. The meaning of this idiom is to resemble, look like or have the same qualities as a relative. For example, our boy take after their father and our daughter takes after me. Next one is it's not rocket science. It is used to say that you do not think that something is very difficult to do or to understand. Meaning it is easy to understand or is not difficult to do or understand. For example, my coach always said basketball is not rocket science, it's about putting the ball in the basket. Next is the last straw. The last in the series of bad things. A further difficulty or annoyance, typically minor in itself but coming on top of a series of difficulties that makes a situation unbearable. For example, his affair was the last straw. Next is have ants in your pants. Meaning to be so excited, nervous or anxious about something that it's hard to be still and calm. Notice, this idiom describes a kind of excitement that can be either positive or more negative. Next is wrap your head around something. Meaning understand something complicated. For example, I just could not wrap my head around what had happened. Next is go off the rail. This idiom has two meanings. Look at the first one. Meaning number 1, to go into a state of chaos, dysfunction or disorder. For example, our project has started going off the rails ever since the manager up and quit last month. Meaning number 2, to become crazy, eccentric or mentally unhinged, to begin acting in an uncontrollable, inappropriate or socially unacceptable manner. For example, my youngest son started going off the rails shortly after getting into drugs in high school. Next one is beat the pants off. Meaning to soundly defeat someone. To easily win against someone by a large margin or score, to surpass or be more successful than another. My son was so embarrassed when his younger sister beat the pants off him in chess. Next one is jazz something or someone up. It means to make something or someone more interesting, appealing, exciting or stylish. Example, the barista jazzed up my hot cocoa with a cute spider web. It means she makes my coffee more appealing. Next is rain or shine. It is used to indicate that something will happen no matter what. This is one of the rare idioms that's also often used literally for outdoor events that will take place whether it rains or not. For example, I'll see you at the airport, rain or shine. Next one is make a mountain out of a molehill. You know, it's like til ka taad banana, to exaggerate the severity of a situation. For example, she shouted at him angrily for being 5 minutes late, but it really did not matter that much. She really made a mountain out of a molehill. Next is behind the 8th ball. Meaning in a challenging situation at a disadvantage. An 8th ball is one of the numbered ball used in the game of pool and the last one supposed to be hit into a pocket If the 8 ball is accidentally hit into a pocket prematurely, the player will lose and it therefore needs to be avoided. For example, if we don't leave early tomorrow, we'll be behind the 8 ball and I doubt we'll reach the cabin by dusk. Next one is head in the sand. It means to ignore or refuse to think about a problem or something unpleasant. For example, he has got his head in the sand and refuses to fire his secretary who's stealing from him. Next is take a powder, meaning depart quickly, especially in order to avoid a difficult situation. For example, when he saw the police coming, the thief decided to take a powder. In the blink of an eye, so quickly as to seem almost imperceptible. That is, in the space of time it takes a person to blink. For example, the high-speed camera reveals how the frog uses its specialized tongue to capture the insect in the blink of an eye. Next is taken aback. To be surprised, shocked or confused. My mother was taken aback by my girlfriend's tattoos. Next is jam session, meaning an often impromptu performance by a group, especially of jazz musicians, that is characterized by improvisation. For example, the musical siblings that invite Lisa over Billy's studio for a special jam session. Next is through thick and thin. Under all circumstances, no matter how difficult. For example, they stuck together through thick and thin. Next is wet behind the ears. Lacking experience or immature. For example, he has a nice young fellow but a bit wet behind the ears. Next is break a leg, meaning good luck. For example, remember the show must go on. Good luck and break a leg. Next is raise Cain, meaning behave in a rowdy or disruptive way. He is raised Cain when he finds out I lost his watch. Next is beat the rush, meaning to get there fast. I always do my shopping early to beat the rush. Next is turn a blind eye, meaning pretend not to notice. Please don't turn a blind eye to what is happening. Next is left a bad taste in my mouth. Leave a bad taste in mouth, to give one a negative impression. I don't know, man, the fact that he lied to you just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Next is pull someone's leg, meaning deceive someone playfully, tease someone. For example, getting married. Are you pulling my leg? Next is find your feet. It means that you are still adjusting and getting used to the new environment. Next is on thin ice. It has two meanings. Number one, in a dangerous position where you could fall or have an unfavorable result. Number two, in a risky or uncertain situation. For example, don't raise your voice to me, young man. You are already staking on thin ice. Next is the word is your oyster, meaning you can do anything or go anywhere you want in life. For example, my daughter decided to volunteer in Africa. She is young and the world is her oyster. Next, a rising tide lifts all boats, meaning when an economy is performing well, all of the people involved will benefit from it. For example, when the economy showed the first sign of recovering, everyone started investing and spending more. A rising tide lifts all boats. Next one is get over something, meaning imagine having a really difficult time like breaking up with your girlfriend or boyfriend It's hard, but eventually, once time passes and you no longer think about your ex, it means that you have gotten over him or her. You no longer worry about it, and it no longer affects you in a negative way. It's also possible to get over an illness, which would mean that you have fully recovered. Next is drink like a fish. It means drink too much alcohol at one time. For example, drinking like a fish is bad for your health and bad for your wallet. Next is bad hair day. It means a day when everything seems to go wrong. For example, avoid the boss today if you can. He is having a bad hair day and is yelling at everyone. Next is better late than never. Meaning, doing something late is better than not doing it at all. For example, sorry, I was late for the meeting today. I got stuck in traffic. Answer, that's okay, better late than never. Next is take the wind out of someone's sails. Meaning, frustrate someone by unexpectedly anticipating an action or remark. For example, I was all ready to tell him that the relationship was over when he greeted me with a big bunch of flowers that took the winds off my sails. Next is bear fruit. It means to produce a desired results, meaning to yield a positive result or to produce a desired result. For example, you have been going to the library every day for the past 2 months, so I really hope you're studying bear fruit this semester. Next is gain ground, meaning to become popular, to make progress, to advance. Next is bore the pants off, meaning to be extremely boring or uninteresting to someone else. For example, spending the weekend with my in-laws really bored the pants off me. Hence, we have covered all important idioms. Thank you guys. Please like, subscribe and share my videos.